what is equally important as far as learning parts of speech in English grammar, very, very important, and without which it would be very hard to communicate fully the meanings of that or the sense of the complete action that is to be conveyed through the construction of a sentence using all parts of speech. So I was talking about proposition, pronoun, not prepositions. It is a pronoun that I was talking about. In place of noun, any noun replacing a word which is known as pronoun, because he, she, it, I, we, you, they, all are, there are certain persons, pronouns that I will be talking about separately. For example, the group of first person, the group of second person, the group of third person. First, you have to understand first person, second person, and third person. First person, second person, third person. There are two first persons. I, we. These are the two first person. Second person is just only one, you. And then the third persons are around six or seven. He, she, it, they, any one girl's name, any one boy's name, or group of names. So these are the first, second, third person. I repeat, first persons are two, naming I and we. I is singular first person, we singular plural first person. You plural and singular in both the form they are used. And the third person, singular third person, are three. He for the male, he for a female, she, and for non-living object, the third person, singular third person is it. He, she, it, and plural, they, and singular third person, one name, anybody for that matter. John, maybe Sophia. So all are he or John, he or Tosif, he or Aslam, she or Sophia, she or Jemima, she or Fatima. So it's like that. It means maybe a table or an animal. So this is what probably is in the category of singular third person, singular only one. Plural, maybe Sophia and Fatima, Tosif and John. So many people are there. Now, I would be discussing very quickly, very, very important, dear audience, very important for each one of us to understand the grammatical tentacle part of the main pronoun. So, when we are learning pronouns, their separate entity as singular first person, plural first person, singular and plural second person, then singular third person, plural third person, So these are the categories, and now we have to keep in our mind, we have to understand that there is subjective, possessive, and objective categories are the separation or further subdivisions of the understanding of the real role of these pronouns. For example, first persons. As we know that there are two first persons singular, I and we. So let's now subjective, possessive, and objective categories of all these first persons that must be kept in mind. I, my, me. Using in a sentence, I am talking to my audience. Now, my is a possessive form that I claim the ownership of my audience with me. So, this is a possessive category of I. I am talking to my audience so that tomorrow they remember me. Now, this is I is the subject, my in the sentence is possessive, and me in the sentence is the objective form. Subjective, possessive, objective. Same is the case there for the plural first persons we. We, our, us. We are learning our international English language. We are going to have command over the English grammar so that it will pay, so that it pays dividends to us in future. So very simple. We, subjective. We are learning our language, our international language. Our intellectual language, R-O-U-R-R, means that it is a possessive form of verb, persons. And then it's the objective, us. We, our, us. I repeat, first person. I, my, me. We, our, us. Second person, you, both, in both the categories, plural and singular. You, your, you. You, your, you. Third persons, he, his, him. She, her, her. It, its, it. They, their, them. Any one boy's name, his, him. Any one girl's name, her, her. Because she, her, her, so any girl's name would be subjective, any one name, like Sophia, her, her. More than two, more than one, plural, their, them. And later on, my dear audience, I will be telling you people the vital role of all these pronouns, their categories, their subjective, possessive and objective categories, how correctly you will be using in your direct and indirect sentences. I mean reported speech and reporting verb, changing from direct speech into indirect speech. So that would be with punctuation marks. You will be changing it into indirect speech grammatically, which rules are to be applied to such construction of sentences That is very, very important to understand, very, very, very important to remember. I very correctly remember when I was in my initial classes there, in fact, my teacher, a Britisher or the American, I personally feel and personally remember and had a very deep regards for my teacher to teach me English during my early classes, early schooling. And I still remember the way she used to talk to all of us in a beautiful way to not mug it up, not memorize, not, like tamed parrots, we had to learn it. No, 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 no. It was to be, absolutely clear comprehension and understanding. Our teacher used to gesticulate, used to talk to us, used to make us understand by giving certain examples and gesticulating and talking around and recollecting and sharing with us, keeping our interest there in the class, in our teaching. In our teaching, she used to teach us the grammar rule and the boring and expected boredom out of this very, very dry aspect of the English grammar. Most of the boys and girls, they didn't know, they didn't like, they didn't want to learn grammar, because grammar, there are two schools of thought. One grammarian school of thought is to unconsciously teach, impart in the English grammar rules through unconscious engagements and commitments, because cognitive receptors, cognitive motors, they somehow automatically start learning a lot of things through the examples. So this used to be the one school of thought. The other school of thought was no, should have been particularly laid down and very well mired one by one. All the grammar rules used to be the old grammar rules, the conventional methodology of teaching grammar that used to be there. Both the ways were applied by that teacher while we were learning a lot of English grammar rules, and with examples and quoted and inserted examples she used to collect from her, her childhood. They are in England, and they are in London, they are in New York. So this is what was the beautiful way of imparting English grammar to us. And even today, I also do the same very thing, because of English language, or linguistically, if you want to keep certain things alive in your memory, it's very, very easy that you have to understand that. Revision, talking, then exemplifying the similar actions, alike actions. She used to carry out certain discussions and conduct discussions, spoken discussions, and she used to check our written exercises, or the practices exercises that we used to have in our programmed teaching, imparting that. It was there, and it was really an emotional attachment with the English language. Even today, I think it is unconsciously all the thought embedded, as if built-in device has been carefully placed by by that teacher, English teacher. They are in the memory, in the brain, and they are automatically, we can't violate the English grammar rules. Automatically, it is now spontaneously we are they are in line with the set rules of English grammar and all that. So this is what I wanted to share with you a package of pronouns, because pronouns in place of noun, when used, then they have got certain categories: subjective, possessive, and objective. For example, I, first persons, I, my, me, we, our, us. Second persons, you, your, you, he, his, him, she, her, her, it, its, it, they, their, them. Any one girl's name, her, her. Any one boy's name, his, him. Any non-living object name, table, its, it. So this is how that was the pronoun part of parts of speech. Part of speech pronoun in its category and the usage that I was discussing with you people. And third is very important, very, very important. My dear audience, it's in fact the verbs. We have got two categories of verbs. Number one is the normal verbs which are used in the English language, and the second category of verbs that is the auxiliary verb, which is also known as helping verb, auxiliary verb and helping verb. So normal verbs, for example, I speak. I speak is a noun, is a verb with noun I, pronoun I. And Tosif, speaks. Speak is a verb and Tosif is a noun. So it's very, very important that we have to have the occurrence of action going on, that is performed by the verb. The definition of verb is that the verb performs occurrence, the performance of action that is going on action, or the activity of action, or the performance of action, demonstration of action, that is through the use of verb. So there are certain forms of verb. It's participle, past participle, which is also known first form of verb, second form of verb, third form of verb, and then with the ing means fourth form of verb, commonly known. And the shortcut to remember, for example, speak, spoke, spoken, speaking. Talk, talked, talked, talking. So present, past, past participle. So these are the form of words and the set of words that we'll be talking about. Now please, second type of words are known as helping verbs, auxiliary verb. These auxiliary verbs are before normal words in a construction of a sentence, and after the subject, after the noun, pronoun, whatever is subject, it is always after that subject. In between subject and verb, they are always used to help subject, and to help subject to help a verb as well. So they are helping verbs, they are auxiliary verbs, they are ought as well. For example, I would now only name that group, and present and past forms of helping verbs. For example, is, was, am, was, are, were, has, had, have had, will would, can could, shall should, must, may might. Very, very important for all of us to remember. For example, has, had, and have had. All are in present form, is, am, are, has, have, will, shall, can, may, must. So all these are in present form. And in the past form, was, were, had, would, should, could, had, must, might. All these are the past form of helping verbs. They are according to the requirement there in the construction of a sentence, the rule is applied there as per the requirement of tense and the other requirement applying the rules of English grammar. Very, very important, very, very important once again. And permit me to give emphasis on this, that I would be sharing with you, I'll be talking to you, I'll be constructing my sentences, I'll be using certain pairs of words. There are so many other topics other than English grammar, but directly related to English language. And I do have my plan already recorded or being recorded by me for the BS English, Master in English, MPhil in English, PhD in English. All those target students who are they would like to understand, they would like to get detailed information about each and every subject. For example, history of English literature. And true that A.C. Rickett has given a lot of things there in the piled up very big book written by A. Compton Rickett, very renowned name in the history of a historian of English literature. Those wonderful pages have been written by A. Compton Rickett, and there is a long line, there is a long list of historians. But I would definitely be revising that very quickly. But you see, starting from the Dark Ages, Middle Ages, then the Chaucerian age, and then of course the period wise I'll be discussing the complete up to date, everything related to history of English literature. Then segmentally and separately I will be talking, I'll be discussing, I'll be inshallah explaining a lot of things, God willing, to my target students who are doing their BS English language or linguistics or MS or MA graduation, post graduation, or doctoral students, and they are carrying out their research papers. I'll be discussing, I'll be helping, I'll be imparting my huge experiential teaching of English literature with them. And for example, classical poetry, romantic poetry, what are the kinds of poetry that I'll be talking about, what is the epic poetry, and then of course how many categories and kinds of verses are there, different kinds of verses introduced by different poets, Shakespearean stanza that I'll be talking about, and then of course the classicism, then is the Renaissance, and then is the Romanticism, and then very very important would be the the modernity there in the field of uh, prose, poetry, drama, novels, plays, and of course short stories. Whatever was there introduced and age by age after age, whatever has been interpreted by almost everybody. I picking up just a quick example from the Romanticism, just only three names of romantic poets. I would definitely be sharing my lectures on that, are complete modules and cassettes and recorded cassettes that I'll be talking about on separately on each romantic poet. John Keats, Percy Bysshe Shelley, William Wordsworth, Coleridge, and William Black. So many things were there closely related to the romantic poetry that I will be talking about. I'll be discussing odes and a lot of poems and romantic poetry in a very very short span of life. William John Keats had written is available today. What a beautiful imagination, or Percy Bysshe Shelley, or spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings as a recollection of mind, defined by defined in detail by romantic poet and one of the romantic poets. So that is there that I'll be discussing with you people. It's really heartening to. First is the grammar, complete grammar, direct and indirect, active voice, passive voice, that is to follow, and in line with this will also be learning and talking and gossiping, and generally covering our English language, English literature as a whole, just as a beautiful career of our interest, and that is there in my mind to share with my audience. And the audience, you are really august audience for me. You are really honorable audience for me. Why? Because as teacher, as coach, as mentor, as motivator, as professor, as what I should say, reviver, as educationist, academician, as not scholar, but scholarly learning from your responses. It would be a great service to the world of English literature. So many peaks and zenith of English literary valleys where we'll be, inshallah, will be, God willing, we'll be taking our flight imaginatively, intellectually, academically, literarily. We'll be there connected with the past, bygone, great poetry or written by great poets, great people, dramatists, Shakespearean, you see, era is marvelous. Apart from certain allegations, certain disliking for William Shakespeare by the university wits, all those six university wits they didn't like because their background from Cambridge and Oxford, three from Cambridge, three from Oxford, and one from there probably did not desire to, they despise, then they despised William Shakespeare to be in line with them or of the same stature, probably because of their little upper edge that had already been there with them, a plume, Cambridge and Oxford plume of university plume they were wearing, the identity of Cambridge identity of Oxford, probably that was not there with the William Shakespeare, but popularity, universality, and width, breadth of the vision, and then of course the skill and technique to introduce comic, tragic, com, tragicomedy or comic tragedy, whatever that was, it was marvelous. Whether it was Hamlet or King Lear or other works, plays written by and they written and staged by William Shakespeare. Personally, that probably is undeniable. The contribution to English literature, marvelous contribution by William Shakespeare, and permit me to share it with you, with my august audience, that the university wits, they are a little at arm's length as far as universality, fame, and the realism, the art for art's sake and art for life's sake, both blending of the two schools of thought in guise of plays demonstrated stage on the stage, and the recognition it was earned by William Shakespeare is far, far away from that Cambridge and Oxford titled broom of university wits. So we'll be discussing a lot of things. That's I remember the prose and essays, Francis Bacon, Bertrand Russell, and William Bertrand Russell, Francis Bacon essays, prose as a prose. That is their novel, Jane Austen, a lot of the actual text that we will be discussing, we'll be reading, we'll be explaining, we'll be revising our knowledge about that, and then we'll also criticizing those pieces of prose and pieces of marvelous poetry, written, composed, and beautifully presented in their works, to serve a great cause of enriching literary wealth of English literature. I'm very thankful to you. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.